Welcome back to Connected. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Destiny.
And Jaden, and we're so excited that you decided to join us today.
Yes, we are. So, the topic today is
love.
L is for the way you look at me. Okay, sorry. Love. We picked this topic because yesterday was Easter, and what better thing to talk about than love, because love is what kept Jesus on the cross, not the nails. So
greatest love story of all.
Yeah.
Truly.
Of history. So we're going to get right into it. This podcast is going to be us asking questions back and forth. So
Q&A.
Yeah. We both picked questions we want to ask each other.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go first. Jaden, what does love look like in action?
Okay. Love is sacrifice. We see that the best example of that is Jesus dying on the cross, is Easter. He sacrificed his life for us. The Lord, his Father, our Father, sacrificed his Son for us. Love is so clearly sacrifice. What's it, action? So I feel like sacrifice is an action that love looks like. I feel like love is active. Mm-hmm. It's a choice you have to make. So like, we were talking earlier, and it was just like, love isn't just like a thought in your head, but it's like putting action behind your thoughts. It's a choice. It's a sacrifice that you have to make. And then it says, is that another question that you're supposed to ask? Oh, okay.
After you said, what does love look like in action?
It's an action. It's a sacrifice. It's a choice.
Okay. So can you share a small moment this week where someone showed you love?
So this past Saturday, as you all know, was my birthday.
Woo-hoo.
And birthdays, don't you just feel like appreciated
and loved?
Yeah. I would just say all the people that like reached out to me and like spoke words over me and things, because everyone knows that like I'm just such a firm believer in speaking life and encouraging people. And so that was always fun. And all my cousins coming out. Well, they didn't come out for my birthday, but like they came out and we all played pickleball, and that was a fun time. And that was just being around them, and being around people was just good.
And beating them and actually winning. Anytime me and Jaden play pickleball, we always lose. But this time, we won twice.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting better, guys. Yeah. So that was when you felt loved?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Destiny.
I'm so hot. Also, I just want to say, guys, I forgot to say this at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to hold our mics anymore. We're so happy. Someone bought them off our wish list, so thank you so much for that. Yes. Okay, sorry. That was a little squirrel moment.
Question 1 for Jaden. How did I do that? Okay. What does forgiveness have to do with love? That's a good question.
This is a good question. I think it's also hard because I think you can go so in depth. But like our dad always says, or my dad, your uncle, sorry, our pastor always says at church, sin and God don't mix. And I believe love and unforgiveness don't mix. Not unforgiveness, sorry, love and bitterness. So you can't hold love and bitterness in your heart. So what does forgiveness have to do with love? I think Jane said love is an action. You are choosing to forgive. That's an action step you're taking to forgive. I don't know how else to elaborate on it. Like
forgiveness is love.
Yeah. That's an act of love. Right? You're forgiving them.
I mean, we see that God gives us grace, and God is love, and he forgives us all the time.
That's a true act of love. Forgiveness.
Yeah. I'm going to move this. Hopefully it doesn't make... Okay. Yeah. I wanted to wait till you stopped talking. Enough? Yeah, that was good. I liked it. It's your turn.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry. Okay. How do you love someone when it's hard? Give a real life example.
How do you show love? Okay. How do you love someone when it's hard? That is a hard thing is to show love someone when like to show love someone.
I know.
To show someone love when you're upset or when you're angry or hurt by them or hold bitterness towards them. That's a very hard thing to do. But I feel like how you do it is you just are kind to them. Like even when you're angry at them, even when you're upset with them, even through all the emotions that you feel when you're don't like this person necessarily, I guess, is to be kind to them and to not speak death over them or not put them down is what that means. So,
yeah, kindness really does win at the end of the day.
and I can give an example, I guess. There's someone who I felt very hurt by, and I was so angry at them for a long time, and I was just very hurt by them. And I would say I'm not angry anymore. I'm just like hurt still. But I wouldn't speak, like I would still talk. I wouldn't really talk to them, but like I wouldn't be rude to them and I wouldn't do that. And I would wake up in the morning and go, okay, like just because I'm angry at them doesn't mean that like they shouldn't be treated with kindness. And we went to a Sweet Life conference a few months ago. When was that? In March?
March, yeah, beginning of March.
And the Sweet Life conference was on audacious love, and which is fitting for what I'm talking about now, I guess. The speaker, I don't remember what speaker said it, but one of the speakers basically said, when you're hurting, God is with you, but he's also with the person and loves the person and is caring for the person who hurt you because they're also hurting. Like, hurt people. So just because I'm hurt by this person, the Lord is as close to me and loves me just as much as he loves the person that hurt me. So if I'm supposed to be like Jesus and act like Jesus and love like Jesus, I'm still supposed to show love to that person, and I'm still supposed to be kind to that person. And as much as like you might not want to, or you feel as if like they don't deserve it, like it doesn't matter. You need to be kind to them. So how do you show someone love when it's hard? Is kindness.
Good. I like that. My eyes are like shutting on me. My eyes hurt right now.
What is one way we can show love to strangers? And I feel like Destiny is very good at this. She's very good at, she takes after her dad in this sense.
Shout out, Dad. I think there's many ways to go about it. I would like to share some examples. For me, when I go to a store or like any grocery, or interact with anyone like at the stores or something, I like to just ask them random questions, like truly try to get to know them even if it's a short amount. For example, at daycare at the church, we work at the daycare, and every couple of weeks Costco comes because we serve the kids snack, and he comes in and one person always has to check it out and like check out to make sure like he has everything, or check in the food. You have to like check the checklist. And when I'm in there, I just talk to him, and I guess now I know him. I'm like, oh, how many kids do you have? Oh, cool, blah, blah, blah. And then we were just talking, and then eventually started talking about Jesus. And I think just genuinely asking people, not just like, oh, hey, how are you? Like truly trying to get to know them and being genuine and authentic. And also, another thing is, I think something for me is when people use your names, because you're kind of like, whoa. For example, the other day we were at Salt and Straw, and I think it was you and who? Victoria?
And your mom.
And my mom. And we were trying to get something, and they're like, Destiny, what flavor are you going to get? And I'm like, I don't know. I was trying the flavors. And then the person was like, hey, next person up. And then he was like, Destiny, what do you want to get? And I'm like, how do you know my name? So that really threw me off guard. One, he was paying attention. He heard us. But even if you're at a restaurant, just being like, Jaden, thank you for the water, or acknowledging them, they are human. They're not just
a server.
Yeah. So just being kind and holding the door for someone. If you're waiting in line, like start talking to them. That's what I do sometimes. TJ Maxx always has a long line. Mostly ladies around, so I'm like, oh, what'd you get? Or something. So just being open and aware to the people around you and that they are human. Because I would say I used to have a hard time with this. I used to be so like, I need to do this, and not open my eyes to the people around me. So just being more intentional with how you treat others. I really like that. Being more intentional with how you treat those around you. And yeah.
That's good.
You like that?
Your heart behind it is important, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Jaden. What's the difference between love and like in relationships?
Love is firm. It is a foundation. It is strong. Like is like like is oh no, that's perfect. It's a simile. Like it's like sand. It's like just moves. It's wishy-washy. It doesn't really stay in one place. It's like, that's good. I know this person, yeah, I like them, but I don't really care about them. Like, I just barely know them. But love is you have a relationship with that person and you love them throughout everything, and no matter what's going on in your life, what's going on in their life, how they treated you, all this stuff, it doesn't matter. You still love them. But also, I think it's important that people learn the difference between, like, I love this person, but I don't like their actions. I think that's important because the Lord calls us to love people. And how can we love someone if we're just like, oh, they do, look at all this that they're doing all this wrong, I can't even be friends with them, like, they're so bad. But you're still called to love them, but not love the sin or hate the sin. You're still not, you don't have to justify their actions or agree with what they're doing and like what they're doing, but you still need to love them and you still need to care for them. I think to love is to have a relationship. Yeah. Because it's a choice, you know? Like, I have to choose to get to know you. I have to choose to hang out with you. Okay. What is one love language you've had to learn, and one that's not naturally, like, a love language of yours?
Okay. This isn't necessarily a love language, so I'm going to go off track here. Is that okay?
No. Just kidding.
Something that I would say truly helped me, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Love people better, and I think I've been getting better at this.
Wrong. Just kidding.
Is me and my sister are both really sensitive people. And she was more sensitive than me. I was not good at being sensitive to her sensitivity. And I was just mean, and I don't know the word to describe it. I just didn't put up with it.
She like,
girl, you're fine.
If she didn't agree with you, she's like, that makes no sense why you're sad or why you're upset. There's no reason you should be upset.
So I think I've learned more. I don't know if this is not a love language, but having more empathy for people has really helped, because I prayed. I remember praying. I have it like written down in a journal somewhere, to be more sensitive to other people's sensitivities and to change my heart. And guys,
she's definitely more sensitive now.
I've always been sensitive, but there's certain things that I wouldn't cry about back then, and now I do. So I just know my heart has changed. And I would say just having more empathy for others. Mm-hmm. Like seeing my sister cry makes me cry. Whereas before I'd just be like... So I think that's something I had to learn. It's not necessarily a love language, but it has to do with love. Mm-hmm. So just being more empathetic. That's the word, right?
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. My next question was, do you believe in tough love? And when is it appropriate?
I do believe in tough love. You see in the Bible, Jesus all the time is correcting his disciples and the people around them with firmness, but love behind it. Mm-hmm. And I think the difference between like correcting someone and then correcting someone with love is like, one, like if you're just correcting them to correct them, like there's no like, you're not trying to help them grow. Like you're putting them down at that point because you're like, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong. But that's not the case. Like when you're correcting them with love, it's like, you're doing this and you shouldn't be. And I'm coming to you and I'm telling you this because I love you and because I care for you and support you and I want to see what's best for you happen in your life. And if you're not coming to someone, I truly feel like if you don't care about someone, you're going to let them do whatever they want. But when you do care about someone, you don't want to see them go down a path that they shouldn't be going down. And for you to sit back and not say anything to them is not love. That's not love. You're allowing them to go do something that you know and they know that they shouldn't be doing. But when you speak up for what is right, you're taking an action, a step in love, saying, I love you and I care for you and you shouldn't be doing this. And you hope that they listen to your words. But
yeah.
When is it appropriate? I would say, because, like, people are like, well, sometimes, like, people just need to make the mistake for themselves, which I do believe in that, but also I believe in wisdom and, like, learning from the people around you.
Yeah, me too.
So, I don't know an exact example, but I would say, like, maybe if you know someone who's already made this mistake before and they keep going back to it, you just say, remember what happened last time? Like, what's that word? Corrective criticism? Wait, what's it?
Constructive criticism?
Yeah, constructive criticism, I guess. You say, remember what happened last time? Like, let's look back and not do that again, because you love this person, you care for them, and you don't want to see whatever happened last time happen to them again if they just keep going back to this thing that's not good for them. I would say that's a appropriate one to use tough love but tough love isn't like, oh, well, like, you shouldn't, like, you need to be firm in it. Like, you can't just be like, well, yeah. I mean, that's what I think, and that's what, like, you should do. It's going to be like, no, this is wrong, and this is right, and that's what the Lord says. This is what the Word says. This is obvious. Like, you need to be firm in it.
To go off this question,
mm-hmm.
When you're talking about tough love and people giving you constructive criticism, I'm only 20 years old, guys, and something I've had to learn these past couple of years is that the people around you that truly care about you and love you, they're not just trying to tell you what to do, they truly want what's best for you. And I think sometimes, if you're younger, our age, or even maybe if you're older too, but you just don't want to hear what to do. Yeah. But you truly have to learn to listen to them and take their advice.
Right, which is hard because not everything they tell you is going to be something you want to hear. When they're telling you something, it's especially if it's tough love, that's what tough love is. It's not what you want to hear, but it's what you need. And they're telling you it because they love you and because they know that you need it. And you might not be able to see it right now, but they just love you and care for you so much that they're going to try to not let you go, or they're going to try to get you out of the situation that you're in. And when you're in when you're in whatever situation you're in and you're so deep in it, you're going to be so blinded to reality in the outside of it that when they're telling you this, it's like she said, like, oh, they're just trying to tell me what to do. They're just trying to be the boss of me. Oh, I'm the youngest child and they just treat me like a baby, but they're not treating you like a baby. They're just genuinely trying to help you and trying to better your situation.
And like you said about deep in it and not being able to see, when you're deep in it and you hear people's advice or trying to help you, you're just so blinded. Like, they're looking from an outside person looking in. And something I wish I could go back and listen to the advice I was given, because I was just like, what are they trying to tell me what to do? Or I didn't want to hear it. But it will save you a lot. And just know that the heart behind it. They're not trying to tell you what to do. They genuinely do care about you.
And, like, you have to make sure you know who it's coming from. If it's coming from some person that you don't really know, and not that person won't care about you, but, like, if you know that person's motives haven't been good in the past, you can be like, But when it's coming from someone that you know loves you, like your family or your best friends and stuff, you know that their heart behind it is right, because you know their heart. You know it's not an impure heart or an impure motive.
Yeah. And you want people to be able to call you out.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's hard.
Yep. That's love.
Yeah.
Because they care about you. So tough love, I think, is very important. If you love someone, you have to be able to tell them what they're doing is wrong or what they're doing is right. You need to have both sides of the spectrum. You need to lift them up, but also bring them back down to reality.
Because you don't want someone that just always tells you,
Criticizes you. Like, you need to do this
criticizes
better.
you,
You need to
or
do this
just
better.
be like, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
you need someone.
Because none of us are perfect.
For example, for a podcast, my brother was saying he'll be the one to give us constructive criticism, but also support us as well.
Yeah, he's like, your episode is really good and I really liked it, but Jaden, you were cutting Destiny off a lot. I'm like, I know.
Or stuff like that. So it's like, we know they support us and they care about us. Yeah,
And
it may be tough to hear, but we want to grow and we want to improve. So just think of it that way when you have tough love. Also, another thing on tough love, it's also how you,
Receive it?
Not receive it. Like, because you can receive it a certain way. How I execute my tough love. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What's that word? Not execute.
I don't know.
Guys, you're probably screaming the word in your head. Like, you know when you watch those videos and you're like, I know what word you're saying. It's how you go about it.
Yeah, how you say it. If you're like coming.
Your delivery.
Okay.
Maybe. It's how you deliver your tough love.
If you're coming at them and you're just like yelling at them like, you're doing this wrong and you're doing this wrong and da 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 da. But if you're saying, I don't listen, like, I know you and I don't know why you're doing this because I know there's better for you. And like, if you come at them from an angry level, they're going to see it angry. But when you come at them from a real raw level that you genuinely care, they're going to see it differently. That was a good point.
And even if they don't see it at that time, have hope that they will later down the road. Speaking from experience. Shout out to my family. It's not to my family. To my family. Love you. But that's something I struggled with. Well, it makes me cry when I think about it. But just know that when they look back, they'll know that your heart behind it. It may take them some time. Okay, let's move on to the next question.
Okay. I ask you, right?
Yeah.
It's this one.
So hot.
I wish we could turn the fan on.
I know. My fan makes noise.
Ready?
Yeah.
How has your understanding of love changed through your faith journey?
This is a good question. It's a hard question. Knowing that Jesus loved everyone, even the people that were hard to love, has shown me that I'm called to love the people that may be hard to love or that are hurting or who have hurt me.
Or who society says that we shouldn't love as Christians or.
Yeah. Just truly loving everyone and having eyes like Jesus. It's something I try to do sometimes when I go down a rabbit hole or get angry at someone. I just think back to Jesus and how he still died for every single one of us and still for those people out there today that have turned away from him or don't believe in him. Even Judas betrayed him and he still died on the cross for him and he still loves him. And I'm like, if Jesus can do that, love the people that said crucify him, then I could love someone that hurt me. Like, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
So just seeing how Jesus has loved has really changed my understanding of love because it's way more than I expected.
It shows
it's
you
not
what-
just it's not just the
Yeah.
people, my family or the people who are easy to love. It's loving anyone and everyone, and even if it's hard.
Right. Like you said, it's easy to love the people that you like.
Yeah. So
But-
I think that's what
Right. And like,
helped me.
as you grow in your relationship as you grow in the words of this in your faith journey, you start to see you get to know Jesus, you get to know God more, and they are love. They are literally the raw, authentic, purest form of love. And when you see that, it makes you, and you learn that we're supposed to be Christ-like. So it just makes you go, oh, if I'm supposed to be Christ-like, I'm supposed to love the people that hurt me. I'm supposed to love my enemy, you know?
Yeah. And reading the Bible more has made me want to be more like Jesus. So then I want to love more like him and I want to
Act
more and be Jesus with skin on, you know? Not that I can actually be Jesus with skin on, but do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then it makes me want to love people more. Even the ones that I think don't deserve it.
Right.
But they still
What is
do.
my word?
Yeah. It's not who I think. So That's my answer. Ooh, I really like this question.
Okay.
Jaden, is it easier to give love or receive love? Why?
For myself, personally,
Yes, for you.
I would say it's easier to give love.
Okay, why?
Because I just, when someone, like, I don't know, shows me love, I'm just like, aw,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yes, yeah.
It just makes,
I agree with
it's
you.
hard because I guess it makes me uncomfortable a little bit. I would say, okay, well, I feel like I'm shown love every day in, like, small ways. But, like, the ones that are, like, how do you say it? Gestures?
Just like, I know how to spell it, but I don't know.
I think it's gestures.
Now you got me confused.
That's
The
a weird
gestures?
word. Gestures. Cheers.
Go
Okay,
on.
anyway. Like, the grand ones that make me, like, ah! But, like, for me, like, we just, like, this past question, like, seeing how Jesus loved and, like, knowing that he loved everyone, I say it's easy for me to care about and love people. Like, that's not something that I struggle with. Even when I'm hurt by someone, like, I still love them, but it's just, like, I'm angry or, like, I'm hurt by you. It's not that I don't love you anymore. It's not that I don't care about you anymore. It's just, like,
Yeah.
I'm hurt because I love you, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say for me, it's harder to receive love, but not that I can't receive love. You know, like some people,
Yeah.
they just can't receive love. They don't know how to accept it. They've never been shown
They
love.
just run away from it.
Yeah.
I think something that we're really blessed. I almost was going to say lucky, but we're not lucky.
We're not
blessed.
leprechauns.
We're blessed is we grew up in a family with so much love.
Mm-hmm.
I have 5 older siblings plus a bonus one, so 6. Jane's also like a sister cousin. And I think they show me love so much. And it has helped me. Because I see that love and then I want to reciprocate.
Reciprocate.
Reciprocate it.
Reciprocate. Sounds like reciprocate.
Reciprocate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then also, you know what? This is so side note, but it's about love, kind of understanding love, Jesus. I don't have kids of my own, but I have 7 nieces and nephews. And I remember when my first niece was born, I loved her. Like, sorry, that's like past tense. I love her still. But when she was first born, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and then my other sister was having a kid, and I was so worried, how am I going to love them equally? And I didn't understand how, like, vast and big love can be, you know?
Right.
Like, your love just
And then it's like
grows and grows and grows and grows.
Just think about this. Are you going to my point? Remember I said that in your kitchen downstairs?
I was like, I just love them so much. How can I have love for anyone else? Because I have 7 of them now. And I don't even have kids of my own. I'm like, how am I going to love my kids as much as I love them? And then Jaden told me this. Go ahead.
I was like, okay. Because I think Destiny and Lee were both talking. They were like, I just love them so much. Like, I think Destiny was saying that. And I'm like, guys, now imagine how much God loves us. Like, and all the people in the world, he loves us all equally. Like, your nieces and nephews, like, I just wanted, like, I just love it, you know? Like, you're just like, I just love them so much.
Yeah.
And then it's like, God feels that way about me, but it's
unconditional.
Unconditional. It's literally unconditional.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what we say, our human love, we're imperfect, so it's going to be conditional.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. But God, he is perfect, so everything in him, he loves us so unconditionally. Mm-hmm. And there's so many of us. So many. And he loves us all the same. Not one person more, not one person less.
It's like mind-blowing to me.
What? Like, how does he even do that? Like, I am not God.
It's a hard
Yep.
position. Yeah, so that was my little side note.
That was a good side note.
Thanks.
I'm scared when you knuckle me. Your rings are going to hurt me something.
They're not.
They're not.
Okay, move on. Next question.
Who just asked the question?
I did. I said...
This one. Okay.
You can choose what one. You don't have to if you don't want to. You choose.
Okay, we're back. What's one way you receive love that others might not realize matters to you?
Oh, goodness. What do you think? No, I'm just kidding.
It's not my question.
Maybe just like random acts or randomness, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If I get a random text in the middle of the day because you're thinking about me, I'm like,
Aw.
I feel so loved.
Yeah.
Or like, I saw this. I got it for you. Just randomness, I
Just
guess.
the small things.
It's just the small things.
Small things. I guess it.
Also, I really like words of affirmation. Sometimes I just need that. I don't know.
To be what's that word? I almost said reinforced. Is that the word?
Maybe.
I don't remember. Something.
I think that's one that I like now because before, when I would receive words of affirmation, I didn't necessarily believe what they were saying was true. And I was just like, oh, you're just saying, like, for example, it was Jane's birthday. When it would be my birthday, they'd say all these nice things. And I'm like, you're just saying that because it's my birthday. You don't truly mean that. And I think that just stems from the lack of confidence and self-esteem. So now I've learned, because I've seen things that people have spoken over me or said to me, and now I'm like growing into them.
Right.
So I think that's something that I love more now than ever, is just words of affirmation.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. I really like this question. It kind of goes back to tough love. What is the difference between loving someone and enabling? I think, I'm not a parent yet, but sometimes we see parents
and we're like,
who just enable.
Yeah, like, okay, you can love your kid and discipline at the same time.
Like, what is it? What is that one parenting style called?
Gentle
parenting. Not a fan.
I literally have seen it in the act, and I'm like,
that's why they act this way at school.
I'm like, okay, now I know. But what's the difference between loving someone and enabling them? Loving someone is, so in this term, enabling, like you're allowing people to get away with things that they shouldn't be getting away with. So if you love them, you're gonna discipline them. Even as my friend, I'm gonna not discipline Destiny. Okay, let's say Destiny is like, okay, this is a crazy broad example that would never happen. But let's say Destiny's going to rob a bank. Okay, and I'm like, it's okay, Destiny. Like, you can make this decision. It might not be a good one, but you can make it, Destiny. Okay, like, you can do what you want to do. But loving Destiny and not enabling her is, Destiny, what are you doing? That's not a good decision. Like, that's illegal. You want to go to jail? No. It's kind of like, not literally, but like slapping them in the face and like opening their eyes. Like, you don't want to just let them go do whatever they're going to do. Like, you need to have tough love with that person and not just enable them and just sit there like, okay. You know, like, you can't just agree with everything that they're going to say or everything that they're going to do, because none of us are perfect. So, and we need, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but like
I don't know either.
We need structure, I guess, in our life, and people who are going to tell us what's right and what's wrong. And if I just allow her to get away with all these things, she's going to continue to get away with all these things over and over again until it comes back and bites her in the butt. And she's like, why didn't you tell me? And I'd be like, well, like, I don't.
It's better to be like, I should have listened to you, Jaden. Like, everything you used to say, you're so right. Then, why didn't you open my eyes? Blah, 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 blah. So.
Because you sat there that whole time knowing what they were doing was wrong, knowing what they were doing is bad for them, and didn't speak up for your friend, for your best friend. You just let them go on and do whatever they were doing. Is that love? No, it's not. No. Next question.
Next. Did you, girl?
Oh.
That's what I said. Next, and I'm looking at you. And you're just like,
okay.
Sometimes when you make me laugh too hard, I get goosebumps on my face, guys. Okay.
What did I ask? Have you ever had to let go of pride or ego to love someone better? I think there's one thing that you do have to say here. Oh, let's do a little finish the sentence, okay? Let's see if we're really connected.
She just told me what to say.
No, I didn't. I said what I was going to say. I literally said what I was going to say. I promise.
Your
ego
is not your ego. Sorry, guys. Ooh, okay.
I promise I did not say amigo. I said your
said
ego.
Your ego and
then I was like, wait, let's do a little finish the sentence. Your ego.
I thought you were talking about a situation in my life. It's not your amigo. Okay.
Take that in your heart.
Have I ever had to let go of pride or ego to love someone better? Yes. I will give you an example.
Let me just scoot back from the mic.
Sit back for this one. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I think it's actually so funny because we were just talking about this at pickleball with my cousins. Remember that? Mm-hmm. I was telling them about a situation, or I don't even know if I was telling them. We were just talking about unforgiveness. They're saying things, and I was like, don't say that. Like, what about you? Putting them in my shoes and stuff. And they're like, oh, you're right. And they were talking about unforgiveness, and I was just like saying that sometimes we just have to put our pride or ego aside and go say sorry or forgive so that we can love someone better. And that is something that I had to do recently. And I would just tell you, I don't feel like a weight on my shoulders anymore. And I feel a lot more free. And I just feel better. And I feel closer to God because God really helped me through that, if that makes sense. I just did not want to say sorry, and I was just holding on to it, and I was just like, you know what? My dad would say stuff at church like, oh, is there someone you need to say sorry to that you need to ask for forgiveness, but you just haven't said sorry or something? And he said something else, and just one person came to mind, and I was just like, I need to say sorry. And then the next day I'd be like, okay, I'm going to say sorry today. And then my pride. And I was like, I ain't saying sorry to that person. Like, ugh. Why would I say sorry?
This went on for like, what, a week?
And my pride kept getting in my way. And then one day, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go talk to them. And I did, and I felt so free. And I think by me going and talking to them, I truly love them more and better. Because I had to put that pride and ego aside, because your pride and ego, they only care about yourself, not about those around you. And I think this even goes like when I argue with my sister, I have to put my pride and ego aside to say sorry, because sometimes it can be hard to say sorry when you're in the wrong and you don't want to.
And also sometimes I think that such a level of maturity is like, even if you feel like you're not the one who needs to apologize, you still did things that were wrong, because we all do things that are wrong in anger. And even if you feel like you don't need to apologize, like, being the bigger person and taking that step is just going to help everyone out. So if me and Destiny got in this huge argument, or Destiny did something that, like, really hurt me, then I said some things to her, like, just because in our eyes, Destiny's act was bigger, it doesn't matter, because I still sinned, and sin is equal all around the board. So it really doesn't matter. If I was like, Destiny did something that really hurt me, and that was bigger in like a human scale or an earthly scale, like, my sin is just the same as her sin. So I still need to lower myself and say sorry to her. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
I think if you have that inkling to say sorry or talk to someone, just do it. Don't let your pride and ego win.
Because your ego
is not your amigo. So, I would say yes, I did have to let pride and ego to love not just one person in particular. I think this can happen at any time in your life. Could be with family, could be with friends, could be in a romantic relationship, could be anywhere. So, yes, I have. Jaden. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. What's something culture says is love but really isn't?
Look at this. Shaming people. I feel like a lot of times, like, if you believe that someone's living in sin, like, you shame them and you condemn them and you're like, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. But That's not love. If I'm shaming you, like the Lord did not come to condemn us, but to save us. Mm-hmm. So if I'm condemning you and telling you all this stuff that you're doing wrong and that you're going to go to hell because you're doing this or you're acting like this, and I'm told like, oh, I'm not supposed to like that person because they believe something different than me, or I'm not supposed to do that and I need to protect myself and I'm only supposed to be around like-minded people. That's not love. Like they might say like, oh, well, I love like this person, that person, but I won't even go around them because look who they are. Look what they do. Look what they believe in. And they're doing all this wrong. They're doing all that wrong, but I just care for them. That's why I'm doing that. But you don't care for someone if you're condemning them and you're shaming them and you're guilting them into like making them feel bad about themselves. Like that's not love. Love is trying to help them and lift them up, saying, and especially to non-believers, like if you're condemning them, like that's not going to do anything to them. Even if you're like, if you go to them saying, hey, like this is wrong, like they're just going to see it as a Christian being like a Christian, like the typical like worldly perspective of a Christian, which is like a hypocrite, you know? But when you just come to them showing love and kindness and grace, that really I feel like opens hearts and opens minds, rather than like the people on the side of the street at like sports game. It's like turn or burn. Like
who's gonna want to listen to you?
What? Like even as a Christian walking by that, I'm like, what are you doing?
You're like, ruining it for us.
Like you're ruining my chances to disciple. Or yeah, love bombing. Like just because you do something wrong doesn't mean that you do a bunch of things right. That doesn't make up for what you did. Saying sorry and the other person having grace makes up for what you did.
Sorry. Sorry. Not just saying sorry, because you can say sorry, but you're not truly sorry if your actions don't change.
Yeah.
Actions speak louder than words.
You need to turn a 180.
So if okay, this is like a silly example, but if I were to smack Jaden right now, and I was like, sorry, Jaden, your eye twitched.
I didn't even feel it. Yeah, because, guys, that was, I thought she was really going to hit me.
No, that's so bad. No. Say I smack her, and I say sorry, right? 5 minutes later, I do it again. I say I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. My actions didn't change. Mm-hmm. So if you're saying sorry, your actions need to change.
Yeah.
They need to change. Do you want to ask one more question? Off the top of your head.
How do you love people?
How do I love people?
Mm-hmm. Like, what are ways that you show love towards people? People you know, people you don't know. People that you are upset with.
One thing I always try to be kind.
I feel like we've said that so much. Huh? But it's so real. I feel like we've said that so much.
I think because you said people you're upset with. It's kindness. It's way better to be the one hurt than the one hurting the other person. So when you shower them with love and kindness,
they're gonna
be like, what?
It's literally gonna like be like, what are you doing? Like, I thought we weren't supposed to be like friends or kind, or I thought we didn't like each other. Like it's literally like a shock. It takes your breath out. You're like, why are they being nice to me?
They just
what
really see Jesus in you. To my family and my friends and people, I don't know. I feel like it just varies. I think just doing random things. Or, I don't know. Texting them.
Well, how do you show love?
It depends on the person.
Okay, so for example, how do you show love to your dad versus showing love to your mom?
My mom, I would say I hug her. That's how I show my love. I'm not really a physical affectionate. I don't really like physical touch. It depends on who you are. But my mom's someone that I always like physical touch from. Like, some just giving her a good hug, even though she's trash at giving hugs. Which, me and my mom always joke about that. So I would say that for my mom, or like cleaning for her, because I know she has a lot on her plate. So that's an act of service, I guess. Whereas my dad, spending time with him, or just sending him like a random message or words of encouragement. I think it just really depends on who you are in my life. For you, I feel like quality time. I think mostly for me is just quality time. If I spend time with you, then you know I like you. honestly, just spending time with you and talking to you. I think that's really how I show my love.
Yeah.
And here and there, I'll like get a cute gift or something if it makes me think of you. But I would say mostly, for surely, quality time is my number one. I think if I really love you, then I'll spend time with you. If I don't, I'll be like, bye.
Okay.
So that's it for all.
That's all we have today. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah.
This is different. We're just trying to find
Our
a groove.
Connected. No, it's just like a joke.
I know.
To end this little segment, we are going to shout out one person that we want to show our love to. So, Jane wants to go first.
Shout out to Miss Marissa. Is that what you're going to do?
No, go
Okay,
on.
good. Because she's just always there to encourage me or lift me up or invite me over to her house and feed me or make tamales with us or just do like the little things with us. Mm-hmm. And honestly, just the whole family. You guys are just so loving and just very encouraging and uplifting.
Okay, I like that. It's hard to choose one person.
I know, it is hard to choose one person. We love all of you, though. So it's not just one person that we're like, we only love them. Okay, go.
Can I just say my whole family, or do I have to choose
one
person in my family?
Just one person.
One person that comes to mind right now is John.
Johnny!
I'm actually going to cry. Guys, why am I going to cry? Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm crying. Okay, John. Let me talk now. I would want to shout out John. If you don't know, John is like another brother to me, and I love him, and he moved in with us. And John he's moving, well, he lives part-time with us right now because he's in academy. But he's getting married, and I'm just so proud of him, and I just love him so much because there was a season in my life where I was going through a hard time, and my siblings used to go to like something at church, and I wouldn't go. And my parents would be gone or something, and then it would just be me and John home, and I feel like that's when we really bonded. And he was just always there for me, giving me advice and listening to me. And I just love him, and I don't think he knows how much I love him. But I love all my siblings. I can go on about everyone and my parents, because truly I'm surrounded by so much love, and I don't know what I would do without the support system. My brother always being there for me. Darren, Nathaniel, Leah, Delaney, Derland, Mom, Dad, I love you all. So, yeah, I didn't know I was going to cry. But I honestly don't think words or any acts of service could ever amount to how much I love them.
Okay, guys.
Let's do the song of the week.
Yeah.
The Blood.
I don't know who it's by. Bethel, I think.
I think so.
Bomb.com song. Our worship team introduced it to us.
Low-key like how our worship team does it better than other people.
It's fine.
Okay, but we're so glad you have come here with us today and tuned in. We love you all, and we hope that you will show at least one person a random act of kindness or love this week. Mm-hmm. Maybe someone that you haven't, maybe your family, maybe you don't express your love to them as much. So,
okay.
Most importantly, remember to stay connected to us, to each other.
Most importantly, the vine.
Woo! That's episode 4. We're so excited for episode 5. You're going to be in for a treat. Peace.
We didn't say be the light.
Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3.
Be the light.
Guys, we're so connected.
We're literally connected.